My name is Zed, and today I would like to speak to you about solutions. Solutions to our American problems. This channel, Opinionized, I started in hopes of bringing us together. Bringing us together for one very important thing. To work as an American team. So, to do that, I need your help. I need all of us who feels very, very, very strongly about certain subjects. Because we all have our certain things that we have very strong feelings on. Abortion, immigration, separation of church and state, atheism versus religion. There's racism, sexism, there's all sorts of different subjects that we as Americans face that we consider to be problems. Things that we put certain representatives into their elected positions to speak on our behalf, to fight on our behalf. But they don't do it. They pretend to, but they do not do it. We don't have any representation. So we at the bottom, we the American people, need to come together to find some kind of solution to those things that bother us on a daily basis. So, originally I was going to call it, our common ground. Again, that's, in a Google search, it is a taken name, so it's very common. But it doesn't matter what we call it. We call it our Magnificent Monday Meetup, or our American Monday Meetup. Call it the Hump Day Huddle for a Hope, or the fucking Freedom Lovin' Friday Fiesta. Who knows? It doesn't matter. But let us pick a day. I want to say Wednesday or Friday, because Monday tends to be a day when most people are trying to get back into the rhythm and the swing of things. They're off of their weekend, getting into the swing of things for the week. So let's count Monday out for the most part. But Wednesday or Friday, I would say 4 p.m. Pacific time. So 7 o'clock Eastern time. 7 p.m. Eastern time. We have a meetup. I'm going to start a live stream where I want to bring 4 people with opposing views on any given subject. We'll decide what the subjects are. You, as you're sending information to me, tell me what the subjects are that you feel strongly about. The ones that you are willing to come to a meetup, online of course, we're not meeting up in real life yet. But where we can come together, the subject that you're willing to have a conversation about. A conversation with 3 other people that do not agree with you. And in hopes of finding some kind of solution. Not to destroy, not to come there and just say your piece and then repeat without any ability to see the other side. No, that's not what we're interested in. Instead, it's people that want to find some kind of answer. So yes, there are certain subjects that we feel like we can't go beyond a certain point. We're very resistant. And that's okay. No one's saying that you can't have any resistance within yourself. But if you are unwilling to look for a common answer, then not interested. But if you're willing to just hypothetically find what could be a potential answer to a problem that ails you, that is who I'm talking to. I need your help. So hopefully we can compile a list of people who feel strongly about certain subjects. Then you can agree that at this time you want to come and you will do a live stream. You will have a conversation with people who do not agree with you in hopes of finding some kind of common solution. That common solution will not be the answer to all our problems, no. But let's say we have 40 different people that feel very strongly about abortion. Well, with 40 different people, assuming that, we can divide them into the, groups of 4, that's 10 potential conversations about a single subject, where 40 Americans get to come together at 4 at a time and search for some kind of solution. Bring in all the talking points you have, all the research you have, all the experience that you have, the hopes, the dreams that you have. Bring them in. Share them with the group. Then hopefully we can get to some kind of agreement, because on this side they're very pro and on this side they're very anti. So this person says it's never acceptable, and this person shows the person who says it's never acceptable certain times when it is acceptable. Maybe that person takes a little step towards the center. Because of that, this person sees that and takes a step towards the center. And each time we have a conversation and we share a little bit about ourselves, we get closer to an understanding, a common understanding. And it doesn't mean that we're going to meet up all the way. That, I would say that's probably kind of unrealistic at this point. But we would come closer. And if you imagine that it's a metaphorical battlefield, the closer and closer we get, at the end of that conversation, we get to plant our flags. I apologize. I don't know how loud this is. We plant our flags. And then there's 9 other conversations that have the potential to exist, and they plant their flags. Suddenly, in the middle of this giant battlefield that exists right now, where we could fall anywhere in that battlefield, suddenly we're tracing out this circle close to the center, where most Americans would agree if we did something around this area. This is the acceptable line. Now we can come up with potential solutions. After those 10 conversations, maybe we could bring those people back and say, hey, now we've brought it into being here. This is where we exist, within this smaller circle, within this metaphorical battlefield. Can we get any closer? Maybe. Who knows? But that's the point of this experiment. To figure out where that center point is. Where is that American goodness? Because as it stands right now, we have a huge battlefield, and we're essentially being drawn onto opposing sides. So now there's all this potential for the people who control the messaging and control the narrative to move us around, to play around with us, to push and pull for solutions that they don't want to find. They want to keep the abortion and the immigration and the racism conversation going, because that is an amazing talking point that allows them to push and pull us, to move us around, to make sure that we are where we need to be, supporting them in the way that they want to be supported. And it's hurting us. Again, we're not being represented by our representatives. That's why we need to step up to figure out what we want. That way, when we go to vote for people, it's not representatives that are coming out and being like, well, Americans want this. We've had conversations with one another, and we realize we don't want that. So now we get to see it as being complete bullshit. Now we can start voting for the people that are close to where we already agree that America should be, making us better decision makers, but also showing us that we have so much in common, that it's not this giant metaphorical battlefield that we're fighting on. It's this tiny little area, this area where we can't quite come to an agreement, which might just be okay. But as long as we're sticking around this circle, we're not going to offend anybody. We can allow people to have a procedure that some people don't agree with, because somebody once told them that maybe one day when something bad happens to you, do you want to have the ability to go to a doctor in your area to have that problem handled? Or do you want it to be such a burden that you have to go to a different state, maybe 4 states away, to deal with something that's already troubling you deep down in your heart, in your soul, plaguing your mind with all these thoughts? Do we as the American society want to make that a burden on you? To make it so now you have to go to a different country, possibly, just to get something done? But yeah, this is the hope, but it's not something I can do on my own. It's something that we need to do together. And the whole reason I have all the videos I've put out beforehand is to give you a better idea of who I am, where I stand. Because at this point, I'm going to play the role as the referee. I'm going to bring people on to find that goal, to be the person that ensures that we stay respectful to one another, That way we can have the conversation. I'm not here to push and pull any which way. My hope is to simply find the common ground. Find that neutral area where we agree. Where it goes from there, I don't give a shit. You can have, because again, I have a very low opinion of the manipulators at the top. So as soon as this starts happening, if it's in any way, shape, or form successful or considered or deemed to be a financially beneficial idea to those people up there, it will be stolen and it'll be available on, some kind of cool new streaming service, which, okay, hopefully they do a decent job. Hopefully they do it where they're actually trying to find that common ground and they're not instead using this as another vehicle to try and manipulate and push and pull us. That's the hope, is that here you recognize I'm not here to push or pull you. I'm not here to convince you that one way is the right way or the wrong way. I'm just here to make sure that we don't fight each other. That's it. Make sure that when this country goes down, it is not because of us. It is because of those manipulators at the top. Because we don't have any say over what they do. But we do have control over how we see each other, how we behave towards one another, and how far we can be taken advantage of when it comes to those manipulators. So, they spend billions and billions of dollars trying to get us to work for them. And it's worked. But we don't have to spend any money to undo all of their hard work. We just have to come together and give each other the benefit of the doubt. Give each other the time of day. So, this is my call to action. When is a good time for you? Would you rather have this serious conversation on a Wednesday in the middle of the week, at the end of your day, hopefully, where we can explore what we as Americans want to happen? Or is it better at the end of the week, on a Friday? Done my work, weekend's about to start. Before we do that, in this transition period between being a busybody at work and being off for the, a couple days, maybe having to go to soccer games and crap like that, I'm going to focus on America for a little bit. That's up to us. I'm going to free my schedule whichever way we decide to do it, so that we can meet, we can have this conversation, we can find the solutions that benefit us. But yeah, again, it's not something I can do on my own. So, letters2z@gmail.com. letters2z@gmail.com. Hopefully I timed this right in the edit. This is where you should send your email to. Who are you? What is the email address? Obviously, I'm going to get that in the return. But what is the thing that you feel strongly about? You want to have a conversation about abortion. You want to have a conversation about what do you as an American view as being the biggest issue? That's what I would like to hear from you. Also, what day you'd be willing to do it. Is it a Friday thing or a Wednesday? Then we can start compiling a list. I'll get in contact with people and we'll start arranging the times, the days, and we'll get together. Do your research. Come as prepared as you want to be. The only thing I'm going to ask of you, the only thing I'm going to be in the referee position for, is to ensure that we are being respectful. To ensure that it's not some situation where someone gets to come on and just be an asshole to another person. No. You can explore your point. I'll be more than happy to kick some asshole out of the conversation and bring somebody else who's on the list into the conversation in their stead. Because we are already being punished and suffering because there are people who are unwilling to have this conversation. So here at this level, we're not going to be willing to accept it. Are there going to be times that people get a little bit riled up and maybe are a little bit rude? Absolutely. But as long as that person is willing to say like, oh, my bad, I did get riled there, I have this personal situation where so on and so forth, and I was rude, I'm sorry. Okay, stick around. Thank you for apologizing and recognizing that you made a mistake. That's kind of the whole point of it being us, is that we have that ability. We haven't lost our humanity yet. We're not pretending as these people are up here. It's not to put on a show. We're not trying to win any kind of award from the CEOs who are going to pay our way. We are Americans who are trying to ensure that our country stays free, that our rights don't disappear, that our representatives represent us. That's it. So, letters2z@gmail.com. And yes, I will be getting to you or back to you as soon as I can, because I would like this to be something that is set up a year ago, 10 years ago, 50 years ago, where we have the ability to come together. Friday Freedom Forums. No. Point being is that it doesn't matter when we do it. It just needs to be a time when we are willing to do it. Go home, grab a beer, smoke a bowl. Let's sit down and relax together. It's not supposed to be high stress. It's not supposed to be where it's like a debate and you have to go there and you'll be graded on. No. You are a fellow American who's going to meet up with 3 other Americans and this douchebag. And then you're going to have a conversation about a subject. Which way do you want America to go? Would you be willing to accept this? No, I wouldn't be. That goes too far. Okay, let's figure out where you are willing to accept. Okay, and we work, and we work, and we come together. Proving not only do we have things in common, but that we do want to have, the same thing happen at the end of the day. So not only are we close to who we are or who each other are now, we want to be close to who each other will be in the future. That having that conversation isn't hard, and that the solutions are there. Bonus, what if we have enough of those conversations that we actually come up with an idea that we all 100% agree with? Not super likely. Don't think that that's what I'm trying to sell this off as. But what if we could? What if by doing this, we end up finding the amazing solution to every problem? And if not the solution, that small little common ground at the center. That one that says, this is the good play area. This is now where they can push and pull us. But they don't get this huge giant field to be able to do it. Just this little area. Because that's where we already agree. So the solutions lead to hope. Hope to a better future. Better future to more success for our children, for ourselves. But it's not going to happen on its own. So please, if you are interested, send me an email. Let's get this done. Thank you for your time. My name is Zed.